Subscribe so you don't miss our new videos, and we'll explore the world of spirituality together. Hello everyone, welcome back to our journey exploring our inner world and the mysterious universe. Today, we're diving into more advanced content. If you're just joining us now, it might be a bit difficult to follow. I recommend you go back and listen to the previous episodes. We have a playlist for you called EP 1 Starter Higher Self, so you can understand the world of spirituality first. This will help you stay on the right path and be mindful, avoiding traps and the risk of a mind shatter, because the truth is, if we connect without proper guidance, we are the ones who will spiral down into confusion. This world is a mass hypnosis. Today, I'm going to introduce a shocking new topic. Do you believe that this world is a mass hypnosis? The world as we know it today operates in a human cycle through mass hypnosis. From the moment we are born until we are adults, we are taught to live within a system. While having a system is good, the problem is that the systems humans create on this planet don't work for everyone. For a simple example, look at the legal system. While the whole world knows that everyone should be under the law, the truth is, it's not like that at all. Why? The self-downgrading of humanity and a missing historical mystery. This has been happening for thousands of years. We as humans have downgraded ourselves to have a mindset on the same level as undeveloped animals. But this is only possible because our consciousness, which has been through so much more than the level of animals that lack mindfulness, is what makes us different from other species on this planet. And a more surprising truth is that while we might know that humans evolved from single-celled organisms and kept evolving until we became the Homo sapiens species, do you believe that we are not entirely a species that originated on Earth? There is a mystery from 12,000 to 5,000 years ago where history was erased, or some periods of time vanished without a trace. The question is, why? When money is a tool for domination. From a time when humans had everything they needed and didn't have to compete with anyone, the system changed, and the concept of money was born. The purpose was for a certain consciousness that wanted to dominate all power on Earth. And so the money system was created, spreading this idea, building their system, and advertising to convince people to believe what they were told. They used psychology to create a sense of urgency to make people want things desperately. We are stimulated from the outside with desires and ambitions flowing with the current of the era of the material world until we forget that we have our higher self with us all the time. But we never turn to look at it because our minds are attached to the third dimension or the external world. Status, fame, possessions, the modern traps. Status, fame, and possessions are major traps in this era. True spiritual practice requires us to move beyond these things. But the problem is, everyone tunes their energy differently. This makes it a path each person must find for themselves. There is no one-size-fits-all solution because overcoming these traps requires working with the unique inner mind of each individual. The system that shapes us from youth to the present. We have been taught and have seen the system since we were young. What has shaped us? Toddlerhood, toddling. When we were with our mothers and beginning to remember, we were shaped by the family institution. It depends on what kind of consciousness each family is, but what we definitely saw as children was a life with growth, many new things to discover, and what seemed like small rules. Elementary school, beginning to understand. As we grew up and started elementary school, we began to understand, see, and encounter different events. We started to feel the advertisements on TV and Facebook, and we began to know that life requires money. School age, choosing a path. As we got a bit older, in high school, we started to realize that money doesn't just appear out of nowhere. You have to do something to earn it. This is when each person starts to choose what their mind or their frequency clings to. University age, becoming ourselves. As we grow up further in university, we fully become ourselves. We start to see our own abilities and thinking. The cycle of hypnosis, losing our lifetime. But what keeps us stuck in this same old cycle is the idea that our lives must be about making money to get something that has been implanted in our minds through hypnosis since childhood. Humans have been deceived for a long time into wasting so much time on earning a living that we have no time left to think about spiritual development, which is the key to much greater results. In reality, our lives should be focused on spiritual development, but we are trapped by the power of others. Our minds have been so hypnotized that they have fused into a single thought with the mindset of the people who created this rule without any questioning. This makes us unable to see a way out and keeps us circling in the created trap. Have you ever felt yourself stuck in these cycles? And what do you think is a way for us to move beyond these traps? This world is a mass hypnosis, a distortion of mind connection. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our journey exploring our inner world and the mysterious universe. If you're just tuning in, you might feel that our content is getting to the next level of intensity. I recommend you go back and listen to the EP1 Starter Higher Self playlist first to build a foundation of understanding in the spiritual world, and most importantly, to avoid traps and reduce the risk of your mind shattering. The shocking truth is, if we connect with external dimensions carelessly and incorrectly, we are the ones who will be pulled down into a spiral of a confused mind. Today, I will reveal a truth that may change your perspective forever. Do you believe that this world is a mass hypnosis? The world we live in, since the day we were born, has been driven by a human cycle through mass hypnosis. We are shaped to fit into a system that has been created. While a system has its benefits, there is a major problem hidden within it. The system that humans had created on this planet doesn't work for everyone. Just look at the legal system, for example. The entire world knows that everyone should be under the law, but in reality, that's not the case at all. Why? The downgrading of consciousness, a mystery hidden by history. This has been happening for thousands of years. We, as humans, have downgrading ourselves to a level of thinking that is almost no different from animals that have not yet undergone spiritual development. But one thing that makes us completely different from all other living creatures on this planet is our consciousness, which has gone through a vast amount of experience far beyond the level of an animal's mind that lack mindfulness, is what makes us superior to every species. And even more surprisingly, while we might be familiar with the theory that humans evolved from single-celled organisms to become Homo sapiens as we are today, do you believe that we are not entirely a species that originated on Earth? There is a mysterious period between 12,000 to 5,000 years ago where our history seems to have been erased, or some periods of time are missing without a trace. The crucial question is, why? Why has this important information been covered up? When money is a tool for domination. From a time when humans had everything in abundance and didn't have to compete, the world changed to a new system, and the concept of money was born on this planet. This was the plan of a certain consciousness that wanted to possess absolute power over the world. The money system was created in a subtle way, and this idea was spread, creating a complex system to control humanity. Constant advertising was used to make people believe what they were told, and they used psychology to create a sense of urgency that made us desperately want things. We are ceaselessly stimulated by external things. The desire to have and to possess, the ambition, make us flow with the current of the era of the material world without looking around. We have sadly forgotten that we actually have our higher self, or our higher being, right beside us all the time. But we never even turn to look at it or listen to its guidance. Why? Because our minds are hypnoticized, bound, and pulled to focus solely on the third dimension, or the external world. Status, fame, possessions, a personal path to overcoming traps. In this modern era, status, fame, and possessions are no longer just goals. They are a huge trap that binds us. True spiritual practice, therefore, means that we must transcend these things. But the challenge is that everyone tunes their energy differently. This makes it a personal path that each person must find for themselves. There is no shortcuts, no ready-made manuals, because to break free from these traps requires deep work on each individual's unique inner mind. The cycle of hypnosis, the loss of time and power. We have been shaped by this system since we can remember, up to this very second. Look back. Childhood. From our first steps in our family's embrace, we began to absorb small systems, seeing growth and the many things to discover. Elementary school. Entering school, we started to understand the external world, seeing advertisements on TV and Facebook, and realizing that life requires money. School age, high school to university. The older we get, the more we realize that money doesn't just come for free. We have to exchange something for it. This is the period when our minds start to choose the frequency they hold on to. And when we enter university, we become fully ourselves, beginning to see our own abilities and thinking. The cycle of hypnosis, loss of time and power. But what keeps us stuck in the same old cycle is the idea that our lives must be about making money to get something that has been implanted in our minds through hypnosis since childhood. Humans have been deceived for a long time into wasting so much time on earning a living that we have no time left to think about spiritual development, which is the key to much greater results. In reality, our lives should be focused on spiritual development, but we are trapped by the power of others. Our minds have been so hypnotized that they have fused into a single thought with the creators of this rule without any questioning. This makes us unable to see a way out and keeps us circling in the created trap. Have you ever felt yourself stuck in these cycles? And what do you think is a way for us to move beyond these traps? This